This is The Refuge Project.
This is The Refuge Project. The Refuge Project is a place that we can have meaningful conversation in a safe place. And we're back.
Yeah, just slide it over. You're good over there.
So last night I hit the boys up. I was just like, hey, man, we just got back from our men's advance, which the women are kind of, I'm just going to say it. They're kind of salty about the men's advance because they say they have to retreat and we advance.
Right. Well, the men are, let's see, the men used to, quote, retreat.
Yeah.
Right?
But,
and then they say they don't like that.
Yeah.
So they're adapting. Yeah, they're adapting and overcoming.
Yeah,
So
we're advancing.
The women could rebrand if they wanted.
They'll catch on.
Yeah, they'll catch up. So we were just like, hey, so nothing came right, right to our heads of like who we should. I figured, everybody's working, everybody's doing these things, and then I look up and my man Jose, the leader of the men's, is in the office.
That's right.
So hello from all the people out here in podcast land.
What up, baby?
Jose De La Torres.
Dennis
Reyes.
And they always butcher my name.
Sorry,
Classic
David.
Hey, listen.
Classic David.
That was on purpose, just to
No.
get some laughs.
He's not that clever.
I'm not that clever. I messed up this dude's name one time, like 8 times while I was marrying him.
Did he straighten you out every time you were
His
doing
mom
it?
did. His mom over the front row, she was like, no, it's Alex. It's Alex.
What were you calling him?
I don't, it was another A name.
Adam
or something,
You probably called him Adam.
Oh, man.
And the groom's like, Mom, let it go.
It was so funny, man.
Did you not know him? And you were marrying him?
He was one of my youth.
Nice, dude. So I'll cut you some slack on mine. You've only known me for 17 years.
It's so bad.
You've only known me for 17. Jose, can you say Jose?
Goodness gracious.
I should have practiced.
Yeah, I guess.
I have one here, one. Jesus.
And I know, like his whole family. His daughter was in my youth group.
What's her name?
Medina.
There you go.
You got the last name.
It was Jose Medina in here today. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to my son-in-law.
Yeah, so he was here. I was just like, dude, what is going on? We're looking for somebody to come in and talk about the men's events this weekend, and you're here. So, so thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, for sure. So, you didn't get to go.
No.
Should have went. Should have went. It was good. I always take the men's advance as a time of rest. I never get to rest. And I get to go and I get to hear some amazing messages. Normally you get to hear 3 or 4 messages, hang out with the boys a little bit, and then go find a nap.
It's true.
Yeah.
So come on in, Pastor Caesar.
Or play some basketball.
Did we start already?
Yeah, we are started. We're on a kind of a little little thing going on.
David says he's got to leave.
You're coming a little bit behind, which we already knew, and then I didn't know that I have to bail out a little bit early. So,
Speaking of billing, yeah, I have to bill a little bit.
so what time you need to leave?
Whenever, I'm good.
Okay, so let's just jump right into the men's retreat, and then we can advance, and then we'll just pull the other stuff. Do you have a culture corner? Or?
I can have one.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do the culture corner.
Culture corner.
You're getting wild today, dude. You're throwing all sorts of curveballs. And
Come on, baby.
Dude. Okay, here's one. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's pull up to the headline. Here we go. Florida carpenter ants perform life-saving surgeries on wounded nestmates.
Wow.
How you like
so
that?
So I'm feeling like these ants are doing more than the Florida man could do.
I knew, dude. So I almost didn't say Florida in the title because I said if I say Florida, they're gonna make a Florida comment, and I almost didn't do it just because I said we've talked enough trash about Florida. They don't.
Nah.
And I changed
Do
my mind.
you know Florida's actually breaking off
What do you mean?
It's
break
going
it
to
off?
float away one day.
Play tectonics.
I don't think that's the way.
Miami is like literally going underwater.
Okay, that could happen.
It'll be all of us.
It's because it's breaking off. It's sinking down. It's breaking off from the rest of the country, which is actually kind of sad because Florida's actually, besides Texas, if I was going to move anywhere, it'd probably be the
first
great state of Florida where the food sucks.
Yeah.
So if he dogs on it, and then he says it's not. So I want to go live there.
Well,
They have no spicy chicken sandwiches in Florida.
life's more than spicy chicken
That's what
sandwiches.
I thought. All right, let's hear about these nest rescues.
All right, so check it out, dude. So these ants. So this team of scientists, they decided to do this test. And the way they did this test was they took some of the ants and they injured their legs. Mm-hmm. So they put cuts on these different ants' legs. And then they exposed them to some germs that are usually found in the soil that these ants are in.
Dude, the blue hairs are going crazy right now. The Democrats are like, ah!
And so then they split them up into two groups. So some of the ants, they just left them by themselves.
Regulars.
And then the other ants, they put them in the nest with the other ants. And so the ones that were the injured ants that they put in the nest, the other ants went over there and they would lick the wounds to clean them out and get rid of the bacteria, which stopped the infection.
I read that in the Bible somewhere. but I
And
wasn't
some of
ants.
them also, depending on where the ant got injured, would cut the ant's leg off. They would perform an amputation on the ants
Okay.
to keep the bacteria from spreading through the body and
Okay.
killing the ants.
Is this for real?
This is for real.
So, do ants' legs grow back?
I don't know. It didn't mention that in the
They
thing,
say-
and I
they
don't
pray
think
for
they
them?
do grow back. Oh, hey, Pastor Mark's here. What's up?
Are you ready?
No, I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to go.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, I'll meet you out front at 12 o'clock.
Y'all all want to go?
I don't know where we're going.
Lunch.
Olive Garden.
I'll go to lunch.
You got time to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, we can wrap this up.
Yeah, we'll go to lunch.
Sure.
Nice.
I'm not buying.
Everybody's down. We're out.
Wait, I've been looking for a job. Maybe it's out.
We got hook up at Olive Garden. Okay.
I like it.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
All right.
But yeah, that's it, basically. And the ants that got the surgery, quote unquote, let's see, it says 75% of them were saved in one group and 90% survival rate in another group. So it was working.
Wow.
And they said that's the only other species besides humans that have any type of medical treatment.
They treat it. It's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah,
pretty wild.
pretty cool.
I seen some hippos the other day that this alligator
See, that.
ate this baby hippo.
Mm-hmm.
Bad thing.
They'll do well. It's not bad for the alligator.
It's,
Oh, it was.
the law of the
Oh,
land.
Because about 20 adult hippos showed up
Uh-oh.
and tore this alligator to shreds.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And we heard this last Sunday that hippos are the most
Yeah,
dangerous.
that's right.
True that.
That is right.
animals in
Yeah.
The wild.
So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them hippos.
Well, I bet the alligators didn't have other alligators to perform surgery.
Why is it in culture we take the most dangerous species and then we make them fun and playful? Like bears.
'Cause it's
Oh,
fun.
bears are so fun and we want to
Koalas.
sleep with them.
Koalas
yeah,
are vicious.
Koalas, and they give you sexually transmitted diseases.
That's right. That's right. They do. They all have syphilis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. I don't know where you
How do they have?
Actually, I
these
think it's
diseases,
gonorrhea.
Be-
Which one is it? It's either gonorrhea or I'll look it up
though?
right
They
now.
they're out there tricking or something. Or what?
Yes.
All the
All of them.
koalas have.
They got it, and then people they go over there and they want to hold them, and then they bring it back, and then you get a divorce because your wife thinks you're cheating on them.
Oh, okay, so that's true.
Well, I don't think it. Oh, it's
You've been,
silly me, guys. It's chlamydia that the koalas have. They all have chlamydia.
what did you say they had before?
I think I said
Gonorrhea
syphilis.
or syphilis. I mean, it all needs antibacteria, whatever it is.
Koala scratched
Antibiotics.
me and I became a Democrat.
Chlamydia infections. Yeah. No, they all got chlamydia, dude.
Anyway,
It's
so
wild.
we take all these little,
STD?
Oh yeah.
yeah, we just take all these little, culture killers, and then we make them so friendly You know,
Yeah.
oh,
Why not? It's fun. I put on Our Planet #2 last night.
okay.
It's just one of those shows where they got like a British guy talking over a bunch of scenic views of
Were
different
you
animals
so
and stuff.
enthralled with part 1?
I don't know if I even saw part 1. It just came up and I was like, I need something easy to watch real quick before I go to sleep. Put it on. So Tara's watching it. It's talking about the lions. It's like following this pack of lions, and the lions are following this pack of buffalo, right? And so it's showing all the lions, and Tara's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute! Look at that! I like their fuzzy ears. I like this and that." I said, "You just wait. These lions about to get this buffalo."
Hey, did you flex on her and say, I know somebody that like wrestled one?
Nah, it's different. There's a tiger. Although it's pretty good.
You said,
Hey, like 5 minutes later, the lions are like taking this buffalo down. She's going, "Oh, I don't need this. It makes me sad. I don't like that."
I seen a leopard one time play with a baby. It was a baby something. I can't remember what it was. What are those
Just
ones
a
that have
baby.
the butt that just sags down all the time? They're weird looking animals. Not
It
coyotes.
sags down.
Oh, hyenas.
A hyena. Yeah, it was a baby hyena, and it was playing with him. It wouldn't let him go away, but it didn't kill it
The
either.
lion, right?
Yeah, no, it was a jaguar, and he was waiting for the other hyenas to come in because he was using the little one as bait.
Did you see this at the same place
That's
where you
pretty
fought
sweet.
that tiger?
No. That was me and Tiger King. We was hanging out back in the day. Yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting.
These ants out here performing. They're saving other ants.
Yeah,
The ants are interesting.
That's team. That's right there.
that's right. That's right. Well, considering the time that we have now today,
Yeah.
since the
Talk
pastor
about
came in
something.
here and just broke this thing up,
So he's taking us to lunch.
it's taking us a lot. So
That was really nice.
at y'all's expense out there in podcast land, this is going to be a very short episode.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're going to get right into our main topic, which is the men's advance. So tell me, like, listen, Jose, I know this is like hard for you, but I need short answers today. Okay, we're going to do rapid
Well, you
fire.
ask the questions and I'll just
Yeah,
answer.
you just
Sure.
real quick, whatever
Yes,
call
no.
it. Yeah. I know we could talk about this for a long time, but like, what is the stress sometimes of like doing these events and getting these men to sign up, and then just like hopefully it goes well for you?
I guess the stress is, I guess the paying for the trip, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe every time anybody signs up, I'm believing that they're going.
Yeah.
You know, because I have to order shirts and stuff. So my deal is like, Lord, you're going to do and take care of it. And
Yeah.
then right now, after I checked, it's like mainly everybody that said was going to go was going to win.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. you
Yeah.
know.
So is it like one of those things that you have to be the cheerleader too? Like, hey man, everybody, like this is gonna be awesome. You gotta be.
I
gotta
do. I
come.
have to. But
Yeah.
if I'm not like that, then I gotta buy it. You know.
Right.
But it's being real though.
Right.
Genuine. So it's like, hey, I'm coming to you because this is a good thing. Let's go.
It's gonna
And then
change your life.
Yeah, man, and it is.
And I think it
love
did. I you know, of course, Pastor Caesar and I were both there. I think from, I don't know. Y'all got to tell me how the Friday night went, but the Saturday night, Pastor Vaughn came in there and he gave some good messages. And I looked around the room and it looks like men's life were impacted.
Yeah, they were. There's one particular guy. His name was Memo. He went last year, and this is the funny thing. He told me, "Hey man, Jose kept on bugging me last year to go," and he went and had a good time. But this time, man, I saw him caught my eye to my left. He was on the ground praying, crying out to God, bro. It's like, yeah,
That's what it's about. Yeah,
and then he
that's
just
what's
had a blast there, man. So he's going to give a testimony this Sunday. I'm so excited and stoked about that. That's awesome.
So the
That's-
testimony's going to be in your classroom.
yeah, and then maybe later on, we'll at our men's fellowship.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes Pastor Mark allows it or on Sunday, so maybe you can do that later too.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna stop by your Sunday school just to hear them.
Yeah, man.
I was excited. I was challenged. Pastor Vaughn challenged me, man. You know, there's that times when things get away and you don't even realize they're getting away. Kind of like you know, out in the animal kingdom, you know, things like the little, you know, jaguar or whatever, you know, he was getting away, but they wouldn't let him get too far, you know. And I had noticed on
it's
my
quite like that.
on my timeline, hey, come on, man, it was a good.
The jaguar is like trying to destroy it.
I'm with the
He
ants.
does. I think.
But I went back and looked at my my what do they call it when you on your page what everything looks like.
Timeline.
Your what?
Timeline.
Yeah, my timeline and I noticed like there was more like comedy and more secular stuff than there was like stuff that was feeding me. And so I made a commitment back to God to make sure that this was like an 80-20 deal. Because I mean, you can say, I'm only going to listen to Christian stuff all the time, 100% of the time, but really, man, like some of this stuff is not bad. It might not be like edifying your spirit, but it's not bad either, right? So that's what he challenged me. He challenged me to do some more stuff. He challenged me to pray more. So I know if he's challenging me, man, he was challenging a lot of those guys. And what was some of those things that you've seen in guys, or maybe you heard from people, some like short testimony things that people said?
Well, like that. He's challenging. He talked about being an entrepreneur. You go out and get what you want. You on Friday, good stuff too, as far as stepping up, being the man God has called us to be. And this thing is, I think this is my takeaway, and this a lot of them did. It's like he's equipped us. He's blessed us already. And we have to take those blessings and work with them. Yeah. I gave that example of I'm thinking of a food, man. What's that called? The couch or the food town? What is it?
Oh, food town, yeah.
That was a prime example. It's like he gave him the stuff. It's like, now you put it together. And another one he said,
food time.
Yes. When he said, it's like, put it together. You want it? Here you go. Now do it. And then it made another example really close to that. It's like, you want to build a house? There's your trees.
Yeah, right.
So it's like that.
God never gave us a house, but he gave us a forest.
There you go, man.
You know what I mean?
So he's given us the stuff. Now use it.
Yeah.
I've given you peace. I've given you patience. Go ahead and use it.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Vaughn's so talented, man, because he's got a story for everything. And then he always has that little thing in the back of his pocket. If he needs to bust out and rap, he can bust out anytime.
He didn't do any rapping?
Yeah, he did, like during the message.
His testimony at the beginning, bro.
Yeah. It just popped off with a little short testimony rap, but it was real good.
Nice. That's cool.
So God's definitely anointed him. I was talking to, it's funny how, I was talking about being a man, and it was funny how some people, like I preached 40 minutes, and I talked about 3 minutes about wearing tennis shoes at Walmart. So, you have to protect your family. And then that's what they talked about the whole time. Like, oh, so some tennis you wear at Walmart? I'm like, no, that's not what I'm, that wasn't the point of the message. But I'm sure that they got the rest. But
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they just kind of held on to that piece.
Yeah.
So one interesting distinction in that weekend was because I think there was a really good range of ages. We could have used a little more of the older folks, I think, but there was a fantastic turnout for those that were 18 and up. 20s were represented well, 30s were represented well, 40s were represented well. So that was A+. But I got a chance to talk to some of the young adults that went, and I just asked them Saturday morning, I think, or afternoon, and I said, well, what's so far, what's your highlight moment, what's really speaking to you, what's going on? And I don't know their background or anything. I met them for the first time, but they're like, well, there's good stuff being said. It just I just feel like it just applies to those that are more or on the married side or just a little older and stuff. I said, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're speaking to them directly, but your takeaway from all of this should be, how am I going to prepare for that moment? You can't prepare in real time. You gotta do it now. And you're seeing, like, especially your message whenever you're talking about a father showing love to, in this case, in this example, was the daughter, right? That she's going to be looking for love in all the wrong places.
Right.
So how is it that even in your dating, I put it back to them, how is it that in your dating relationships, how are you treating these women that are going to be somebody's mother one day? And how are you going to give out love to that mother? And how are your kids going to receive that? How are they going to interpret it? Because how they see it, they're going to give it out as well. So these little tidbits and moments that you see, you have a whole room here of people that are examples of, we did it wrong for so long. And the importance of, I need to listen to this and course correct. You have an opportunity right now to don't go down that road.
Yeah.
And then, and then they were like, whoa. Yeah, but they were charged up. So not all around.
I think for me, because I rewrote a whole message in 2 hours, man, and never wrote a message in 2 hours before. Maybe 4 to 6 hours, probably the if I hurry, I can do it, And the guy just began to, like, run through my pen and just begin to bring back like memories and things that I've heard before. But in doing that, you miss little pieces. You know, you miss that 20-year-old age group or whatever to put stuff in for them. But hey, this was God ordained. Maybe those men, the older men, needed to be ministered to at this time. So, and I told Tommy and Bobo both. I was like, man, thanks for coming, because we needed them. And I know, like, what I'm hearing is the sleeping situation. And you know, I told him, I said, hey man, just for $100 and something bucks, you could have done what we did, you know, get like 5 or 6 you older guys and find a house together, you know, and do that. So they were really excited about bringing that back to the older guys and say, hey, we have this other option for you.
Yeah, I didn't know the rooming arrangement was that way, because then you could have made that whole back wing for the geriatrics. You know what I mean?
It's those thin mattresses that those guys, their hips and everything.
I felt it too.
I can't do it no more, and I hated not staying there because that's half of the fun, staying up with those guys and all that. But I just wouldn't be able to walk at the end of the night. But anyways, y'all stop it. Don't. I'm the old guy. How old are you?
53.
See, he's older than I am.
He works out.
Is he? Are you sure this guy's older than you? You're not older than him.
I'm 53. Thank you, Jesus. He's just
He does look like he does. Ricardo, what's his name? Richie Ricardo.
the Bamba or like I Love Lucy.
Yeah, both.
That's old.
Both.
No, I always start Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony.
The first time I saw him, because he was up there singing, and I'm like, look, we got Elam Church. Ain't done it.
You
Gone
wouldn't see
saved
it.
Mark Anthony.
We didn't believe it. There's a Mark Anthony in there.
Yeah. Well, I really
J Lo.
I really appreciate your heart, man, because it's not easy doing those type of things, especially for men, because men, you know, youth, a lot of times their parents make them go. You know, women are always, they're naturally gatherers. You know what I mean?
You're mansplaining again.
Men are like, I don't need that, you know, or why do I want to go around and just spend all weekend with a bunch of men, you know? So that's a tough job for you to be able to like motivate. How many people were there? 50 people?
About 50, 55.
55 people to go there and hang out together and
That's good, man.
and do those things. So
I mean, it's my thing, dude. I know, guys. Obviously, I'm dating myself. I'm 53. Promise keepers.
Yeah.
I used to hear about that a long time ago. I think McCarthy or something like that was a guy who organized those. And I kid you not, dude. When I'm seeing that, I'm looking at what we're doing, and that's kind of like what I'm envisioning, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like our church can do that, and not just our church, other churches. And the young guys, my point is with this and what Caesar's saying, it's like, yeah, but I know even though they're saying, yeah, it's just to the upper guys, but it's like, you know, God's still touching and hitting some areas in your life.
Yeah.
Because this is for everybody.
Yeah.
So my dude is like, but I want the younger generation, like you said, we're on our way out. It's like, man, you got to carry on the torch, dude. It's like, oh man, these guys are up here. And then the fellowship, it's like, yeah, you're going to be doing this after we leave. And that's my main thing, man, because it's a God thing, man. I mean, I want to kind of grow this thing big.
yeah. Well, the way we do that is we, as a church family, we are a church family. We have to celebrate things that happen in our family's life, right? And so get those guys out there to do testimonies, and then the bigger the platform, the better, right? To share that stuff. So at every step of the way, we got to celebrate different things that happen in people's lives, and when we celebrate those, the next guy, man, I want to be celebrated too, and then he's going to get in there and do those things, and it's important. That's why people have birthdays every year. Mm-hmm. You know, they like
my birthday.
Yeah, ask Jason. Shout out to Jason. Jason will let you know. He'll have them dollars plastered all over him. You know,
He did.
yeah.
Happy birthday, Jason.
So, what was your biggest takeaway from this weekend?
Mine is just growing closer to God, and as a unit, as men, you know, like just to see that they're faithful men and trying to do what God wants us to do. Let's draw closer to Him and be the man God's called us to be.
Yeah.
That's when I just like, see what? And we have a team here to do it.
Yeah.
You got plenty of men here. They're going to help you do that. And I saw plenty of that this week.
Yeah, I thought it was cool because I said something like "do work" or something at the end of one of my message, and then it was cool that Pastor Vaughn kind of carried that same theme on throughout the whole thing. So even though that we didn't even talk about what we are going to speak about, God still connected that thing. Yeah. So, Pastor Cecile, what was your takeaway from the weekend?
Man. Well, there was a lot of moving parts from, just kind of doing what we were doing in the background and stuff. But it was personally just I knew that though I was up front playing an instrument and stuff like that, I really took a back seat to just saying anything, doing anything, just really being there for the guys, looking for opportunities to speak wisdom. There,
Yeah.
I've benefited from plenty of men's advances being here at Elam, and just really felt that this year was just time for me to just give back a little more and lay back and just make sure I was present for the guys. So they were there.
Yeah.
They were there. We had awesome conversations. So that was my biggest takeaway. Just like Jose said, that having those opportunities to build relationships in the fellowship, it's only going to make us stronger men here for sure, but it's only going to make our church whole stronger as well. So, yep.
One thing I took away, there were some young leaders that stepped up. I text Juan Medina and I was just like, hey man, I'm so proud of you. I said, if you believe it or not, I was watching these other guys kind of surrounding you, and you were leading even without trying, and so I seen that, and I would just like let you know, man, keep doing what you're doing, just stay faithful to God, and He's going to open up new territories to you. So I started seeing that. Micah, same thing. Yeah. People natural leaders, right? And those will become evident, and that's something as a church, our church, Elam Church, that we have to realize and invest in. Right? And put those people in places to make them successful, so the people underneath them can follow them as they follow Jesus. Right? All right, man. I know this was a short one today, but we had some other opportunities to come up. Pastor, don't just stop by and invite the whole church to to lunch. So we're gonna go take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week, and we love you.
This is The Refuge Project.